Councilmember Mary Peter.
Andy and Sarah and Bridget, all of Sue's family. I'm so sorry for your loss. We all share your loss, all of us who are here tonight, and we grieve with you as well as for you. But tonight we're celebrating Sue, our Citizen of the Year, and I'm grateful that you agreed to come and are here with us. I thought today about the word citizen. It's a noun, and I thought about Sue, and she made it a verb. She is a citizen who acted, and I can think of so much action that was involved with Sue Bangert over the years. Too often we Americans take our role as citizens thinking only about our rights. We have a lot of rights as citizens, and we forget that there's a lot of responsibilities as citizens too. I think that's part of what our Citizen of the Year award has always been about, for the people who step up with and take the responsibilities for our communities. And Sue was certainly someone like that. She never forgot that there were responsibilities with rights. Here in Wayzata, that meant that she stepped up and served on the Planning Commission, on the City Council, on the two task forces that she chaired. She took a leadership role at St. Bart's Parish, which is where I first met her probably 30 years ago. And she served the Wayzata Historical Society on its board of directors. That's how I got in the Historical Society. I haven't done anything for it, but she caught me one day down at James J. Hill when she was staffing the booth and thought I ought to join. So how could I say no? So Sue was indeed an extraordinary citizen. And she wasn't motivated by ego or the desire for attention or acclaim. She was motivated by caring because she was a truly caring person. Something I didn't know about Sue until this morning is that when she was younger, she and I are the same age, she had a stuttering problem. And as a result, that led her to pursue a degree in speech pathology. And it seems obvious now that it also led her to choose a career path that would help other people to overcome the challenges that they had. She became a GED teacher at the workhouse to help the inmates who hadn't finished high school to get their high school equivalency certificate, so essential to improving somebody's life prospects. She went on to coordinate 900 volunteers a year. Can any of you who've been involved in coordinating volunteers even think about what that would mean? And she helped those volunteers bring such wonderful programs to the workhouse to help with chemical dependency problems, fitness, other things that would help them go on to lead a better life when they left the workhouse. And not incidentally, in building those programs, she helped make all the communities in Hennepin County better communities too, because that's where those people went back to. She helped start a program at the workhouse to put volunteers in touch with inmates who had completed their sentences and help them overcome hurdles and the challenges that they faced when they left. And not incidentally, that also benefited all the communities in Hennepin County. Just finally, I want to say a few words about Sue as my colleague, which is a privilege I've had to have her as my colleague for 3 years. We sat next to one another for most of this year, and we always had a joke between us about our 2 coral jackets and making sure we didn't wear them on the same night because that looked a little little much in contrast to the gentleman's sedate gray. When Sue ran for re-election in 2006, I don't know if you know it, but she got by far and away the most votes in a field of 4 candidates. And I believe she was proud of that. She really loved her role on the city council. She told me that many times. You know, every Friday night before our Tuesday council meetings, a policeman delivers to our house the packet. It's a cheap black box. And in it are lots of reading materials. And Sue told, she told not just me, but she told other people at the same time that she looked forward to getting this packet on Fridays, and she couldn't wait to plunge into it. And she wasn't kidding. I mean, you would say, get a life, but this woman had a sense of humor, and she was very dedicated. She was smart, and she was always well prepared at our meetings. She enlightened me on numerous subjects and sent me little notes to fill in some of the blanks in my mind. Just passed them over to me at the up there. And she listened. She was fair. She listened to everybody. She even listened to me when I was trying to change her mind on a couple of important subjects. I didn't. When I decided to get involved in the council myself, or to seek a seat on the council, Sue was one of the first people I talked to ask her advice. And she was one of the most supportive colleagues I've ever had in anything I've been involved in. She was generous. I think we all know that. And we in Wayzata should never forget that her precious last few months of life, many of them were spent attending extra council meetings, not just the Tuesday night meetings. Is this on net? Great.
Be careful what you lean against.
Did I do that? Oh, okay. Well, don't put them up now. Okay. I wanted to say that we should never forget that she had precious few hours, days, months left in her life, and she gave a lot of them to this town to attend 7 a.m. budget meetings and the Bushaway Task Force meetings. She was working to the end, and only a couple weeks ago she was at the Villa doing a neighborhood meeting about the budget. Sue was not only generous, she was thoughtful. And when one of my grandchildren was born a couple years ago with special needs, she would always inquire about her and always inquire about her name, by name. She always remembered the baby's name. She was so thoughtful and caring about that. There are so many words to describe our friend Sue, but two of them, gracious and courageous, were very much in evidence 11 days ago when she willed her weak body to get down to the Muni and stood up to thank everybody who had showed up at the walk to raise money for lung cancer research in her honor. I will never forget her grace and courage that day. It was incredible. And Sarah and Bridget, I have to say, I know your mother was extremely proud of you that day, both of you, for having organized that walk. And there was a lot of the young Sue Bangert in those two organizers that day. It was wonderful to see. So, a lovely, caring person has left us all too soon, but she has left our community a model of caring public service, and she truly deserves our Citizen of the Year award. We are really a better community because of